Hello, welcome to another tonal landscape oil painting demonstration. This is your painter in residence, M. Francis McCarthy, and the painting I'm bringing you today is Coastal Path 6x8. Check out that palette. The palette, by the way, is every Substack post I put out, it's got that palette with it, with the labels. You can print it out, do whatever. Okay. Sorry if I'm a bit discombobulated. I've had a bunch of technical problems this morning, so it's my third pass at this audio. But I'm determined to get it out. And the reason is, so this session, I'm really excited about this painting. I kind of flashed it up on the easel talk we did a few days back. And I'm going to be sharing the entire session here on YouTube and over on my Substack. So that's going to be the 1.5 hour painting session with the palette and all that. And I think it's pretty good learning experience, especially if you're into the tonal thing, since I was really hunkering down and trying to cleave to the tonal feeling in the reference image. Now, lots of things changed from the reference image. As you can see, the every scene you do has got to be designed. Okay, you can't just copy the reference. I learned that the hard way back when I thought I was going to be clever and use a projector to project photos onto the boards, and that doesn't work. Very few photographs will translate directly into a painting that's going to be good. Paintings have to be designed, and even with amazing reference like this, you're going to have to be the human in the middle. How about that? You're going to have to be the person deciding what's working and what's not working. And here's a for instance. You can see that horizon line in the reference is quite high. But that doesn't look good in the painting. It doesn't look good to me. Maybe it might to someone else, a different artist, could be making that work. And so many of the things that do and don't work are going to be based on that subjective aesthetic that you have, the things that appeal to you, the things you think are good, and the things you think are going to work, that are going to communicate your vision effectively to the viewer. Yeah. So when I say this or that thing doesn't work, it doesn't mean that some other artist couldn't make it work. Although I will say, depending on what it is, like let's talk about, say, tree holes. You can see how many tree holes are there in that reference image. 100. Now, how many tree holes are in my painting? Very few. That's got to be simplified. How many limbs? How many tree limbs are there in that reference? A lot more than in my painting. So you're kind of getting that, and in the process of you doing your designing, that's the thing that will bring your human experience to the whole proceedings, right? Now, as I said, this painting, I did it pretty quickly. I could easily spend another hour on a painting like this, but increasingly what I'm learning is it just that extra hour, it doesn't make it better. It usually makes it somewhat worse. It means you get more strokes, more granular, but what you're losing is that emotive, expressive impetus that you get. Here we have paint, we have a brush, we got some colors, we got some reference, and we're going to make a painting. The thing is that I'm doing here is I'm using quite a large Treacle brush here, a 6, which is pretty big for a painting this size. Most of the time I would have been using a 4. The Treacle's great because it's got the it's a filbert, so all filberts will have a little toe, a little bevel area, and then the whole flatness of the brush itself, right? But it seems to me the Treacles are just my favorite. They're so nice and tight and compact, and they do a great job for me. Also, they're a bit longer, and you can see. And I just grabbed my Urtrek. Now, this Urtrek is an amazing little brush. This is a Urtrek, I believe it's 3. Yeah. And a friend of mine, a friend of the channel, sent me these brushes because he knew how desperately I was hunting for threes after Robert Simmons in their infinite wisdom decided they didn't need threes in their line. And there's sometimes where a three is just the perfect brush. And unfortunately, I'd gotten very attached to using threes for various effects, and then only to go buy some more and see that the the brush suppliers decided they don't want to do that. So I will say, if you find a brush that works for you very, very well, don't be tight, don't be cheap. Go ahead and buy a bunch of them. You know, I'm not saying that that's the only brush you should ever use, but it's better to have those brushes there if you really like them, because it's been my experience that things are always changing and moving and shifting. And it was a big, well, you know, it was a good thing, because in the process of trying to replace those threes, I came across the DOS bristle filberts. And that's probably one of the main things that even put me into using filberts. I was Mr. Flat. Apologize for some of the variants with the lighting in this week's painting. Yeah, I was very much trying to. So the other mission on this was quick, loose, tonal, but also on the darks, I wanted to avoid getting too contrasty with the darkest of the darks. So maybe you know I've been using the Mars Black quite a lot. Now Mars Black is nowhere near as dark as Ivory Black. You can mix Ivory Black into it, and you'll see it'll go darker. I know this on this palette, it seems that all these colors are quite dark, and yeah, the fact is a lot of times you really can't even see too clearly what's going on until you get it up on the painting itself. But it gives you a good idea. Hey, it's the book. We shipped out a couple books this week, and I'm thrilled to send it to you anywhere on the planet. $65, U.S. international shipping is included. And the only way to get it is to order it from Uncle Mike here in New Zealand, and I will send it to you. I am working on another book, a follow-up that will be quite a different animal. This is a how-to in how to paint tonally. Hasn't been replaced by the new work. It's just the new work is more a series of um, essays about painting, I guess, is thoughts on painting. It's quite extensive as well, so I won't talk too much about that right now. So I do want to remind you, if you're enjoying this, check out the live version of it, where, you know, we're in the studio, we're making it happen real time, and that's where having this palette, having access to this palette. In fact, I did chop out a bit where I was mixing the sky colors for this 15-minute video, but I'll take you through the whole process, and as a matter of fact, I may even take you through the entire palette. But if I don't, like I said, they got that little screenshot at the beginning, and I'm trying to bring a lot more value to what I'm doing here. The fact of the matter is that I love recording my videos, and that was the genesis of everything I do here at Casa M. Francis, you know. And I love sharing information. I had to decide at some point early on when I started really learning stuff, you know, it's like, well, how open are you going to be? I'm very open. I mean, every tip, trick that I know has been imparted somewhere in one of these 15-minute videos for sure. And that's, again, one of the genesis behind the new book, is that that's going to kind of be a giant catalog of all those insights where you can find things, you know. That's the video format's amazing, and that it's linear and you can see every stroke go down. That to me is intrinsically valuable. I love that. I've always been hungry to see painters painting, and now there it is, you know. And this is one of the reasons why you don't see me skip chunks of the painting unless, you know, something bad happened with the recording. Because I think even if it's sped up, seeing every stroke that went down, it's incredibly valuable. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if I touched on it, but yeah. So the this will be out for you. The live session be out there for a week and a half or so. Yeah. I think I'll make it available on Substack and YouTube, although I'm very much trying to get. Well, I'm always going to be on YouTube, so if you like seeing me on YouTube, just keep seeing me on YouTube. But I do think if you want to go deeper with stuff, you know, There's going to be a lot of value in Substack. In fact, I'm going to be rolling out a bunch of those tutorial videos I did last year. They're only going to be on Substack. And we got the members area here on YouTube as well, which is like, I'm calling that the golden archive now, because that's got 500 real-time videos, you know. Can you watch 500 videos? I was definitely trying back when I was getting this new book together, but it would take some doing. Yeah. If you can prove you have, let me know. I'll send you a painting or something. Yeah. Anyway, also we are rolling out the easel talks every week now. So maybe you saw the last one. That's just kind of me just chatting with you there. But the next one's going to be pretty focused, pretty teachy. You know, I got some great information, great insights that I want to put into a video form. And, you know, it's not going to be scripted. I don't like working with a script. And increasingly, I think that's good. Now we got the AI on the scene. And I don't know about you, but I click on a video and I can tell it's an AI guy talking and a bunch of AI stuff on the screen. I'm not that interested in that. And it's not because I really I get along great with the AIs. I don't have a problem with them. I think they do a wonderful job, but let's not replace humans. Just, you know, humans doing videos. I don't really understand it, and I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be replacing my actual human voice here with, you know, a cleaner AI version. You're just going to get the unscripted, and I'll keep doing this as long as I can. God knows. You know, a few of you watch now, and but I'll do it. You know, I'm doing it because I love to do it. I love to share, and I love to be here, and I love to share my painting process with you. And I just think it's cool watching things come together. Yeah. Yeah, so check out that live talk, and let's see. Oh yeah, tip. You got to forgive me because I've had this crash and burn several times in this audio. So my brain, you know, my brain. The tip I have passed along several times now is the wave tip. Okay, and now if you're in the live areas, the studio pass or the members area on YouTube, you would have heard this so many times because I've learned it the hard way. You got a little bit of waves in your scene, right? Maybe in the reference they're quite bright. Maybe that photo you took, they're really bright and white, and you think, yeah, I'll paint them like that. Don't do it. Never paint a wave brighter than anything in the sky. Okay, make a note. If you're into the coastal thing, just make a note, because I'm telling you, it doesn't work. It just gives you this weird, it's just not right. Yeah. Now, I'm not a photoreal painter, so maybe if you were making an exact kind of copy of a photo or something, but why would you? The photos, this is the thing with the photos, they tend to, this bit of reference you can see here is a digital art is what it is. I've manipulated this. I probably spent maybe as much time manipulating that reference image as it took. Well, that took longer to do the painting, but you get the idea. The whole process for me starts with messing with the reference. But once I'm on the easel with my paints, it's all about the painting. It's all about making things work there, and it's not the same thing as working digitally. Don't let anyone tell you it is. I don't know if anyone is trying to tell you that. Real world paint on a real world board is where it's at. Let's face it. I saw all this digital stuff coming. You know, now we've got the AI can turn out amazing images and animate them now too. I mean, that's all happened just this year. In fact, just the quality of the images this year alone has jumped way up. You know, I don't worry about what the AI is doing. I'm a painter who makes paintings. You're looking at a two-dimensional representation of that painting. That is actually, you know, a video recording of my human achievement. That's unique. You know, you can say, well, that's not that unique. There's another guy doing this on YouTube. Yeah, well, it's unique for me because I was there, I was working, I made something, I have an artifact now, I have a painting that people can treasure, value, look at, admire. That the painting is the point. Yeah. Anyway, checking all that stuff I told you about, and yeah, sorry for the troubles with the audios, but I'll be back, and appreciate you coming around, and check out those Easel Talks. Check out that live session, and we'll see you real soon. Take good care. Stay out of trouble.